Hey, what's going on? Muriel from the Sunshine Family. Today talking about buying a house in Costa Rica or renting a house in Costa Rica. Buying versus renting. Yesterday I did a video, the opposite, like renting a house in Costa Rica, and I covered both pros and cons. But today I really want to highlight why I personally love buying over renting. So if you stick to my video until the end, you will learn a lot. Basically, I am always hoping that you can learn from what I have learned so far, including my mistakes. If you are new to this channel and you think, who are you and why are you talking about this stuff? Well, I moved to Costa Rica with my husband and 2 kids in 2018. And it has been an exciting adventure, and I'm so happy that I did it. And people start to ask me a lot of questions. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna set up a YouTube channel and share everything I've learned. I will never promise you that I know everything or that I am the expert. I'm sharing what I've learned. So feel free to subscribe to my channel with that little icon that you see below on the screen. Tap it, tap the bell icon to get a notification so you won't miss any new video that I will be uploading here in the near future, and that is basically on a daily basis. So are you ready to hear why I prefer buying a house in Costa Rica over renting a house in Costa Rica? Well, just to let you know first, who am I to tell you? I did both. I have rented and I have bought. I have built a house in Costa Rica and I bought a house in Costa Rica on a property of 5.5 acres, and I lived in 3 rental houses during a period of 9 months, the first 9 months of my stay in Costa Rica. Why do I love buying? Well, considering my age, I'm getting 50 this year. I have rented my whole life houses in the Netherlands, many, while I was a student, while I was married, while I got kids. I rented while traveling. When I met Dirk, I rented in the first time we moved to Costa Rica. I was so sick and tired of renting and carrying money away every month. And, you know, to being depending on a landlord, like if he would stick to his agreement, how the conditions are in the house. Like I have lived for many years in the Netherlands in crappy houses. It seemed all fine. When something was broke, sometimes they came to fix it. Sometimes they didn't came. And that's also a thing in Costa Rica, right? So I hope that if you're renting, that of course that you're happy, and they're awesome rentals, for sure, awesome. But there's also a lot of crappy rentals, and I was sick and tired of carrying my money away. So buying a house in Costa Rica is an excellent way to never pay rent in your life. How does that make you feel, right? That it's rent free, of course, depending on if you have a mortgage, yes or no. I personally don't have a mortgage. We just pay this in once, but there's many options for mortgages: high mortgages, low mortgages, and I am happy to know that my kids never have to pay any rent for the rest of their lives, because this is a mortgage-free property. But this is personal again. Perhaps you do need a mortgage, and then you can compare it with paying rent. But again, with rent, it will never be in your ownership, while with buying a house in Costa Rica, it will. So I think that's a big benefit. I have a second one that is what people ask me often. Aren't the taxes super high, like over your property, over your house? Like, what do you have to pay in general on a yearly basis? Well, it depends. It depends, of course, on the size of your house, how it's indexed on the municipality. For example, to give you an overall idea about how that works, if you have a big house with a big floor and a big roof, the more bathrooms you have, the higher it's indexed in value, right? So over that, they're going to calculate a specific percentage of taxes. Now, if you're smart and you have a good attorney, he or she can help you to index your property or your house the best way. I was advised to have the help of an attorney who could help me to get my property indexed in a very good way, not in the priciest box, because it's very easy to do it depending on, of course, like I said, how your house looks like. Sometimes it happens per accident that they index your house too high, and it's really hard to get that back to how it should be indexed. I don't want to go into details, but a good attorney can help you with that. And if you would love to have the help of my attorney, just reply to me and I'm happy to set you up and to introduce you to my attorney. So the taxes are overall not high at all. Third reason why I prefer buying a house in Costa Rica over renting a house in Costa Rica is that Costa Rica is a very friendly expat country, which means that if you are living here based on a tourist visa and sometimes you exit the country after 90 days and return, you still can buy a house in Costa Rica. You do not have to have residency first in order to invest in a house in Costa Rica. And I think that is amazing. I have not seen that anywhere else, but I have not been everywhere else. I know there's other countries where you can do that, but I only wanted to live in a country as Costa Rica. I've traveled through more than 30 countries in my life. And Dirk and I never found a country that grabbed our heart as much as Costa Rica did. So it was an extra benefit finding out that it's very tourist and expat friendly to buy a house in Costa Rica. So if you're totally new to the subject, then I think this will make your day, right? Another benefit, personally for me, buying over renting is, and that's happening today, right now. It has been really good in the past, but today, I'm talking about today, the moment that you watch this video, I don't know when that is. We're talking about, I think it's March 9 or March 10. I lost count. No, I don't have a job. I don't have a brick and mortar business. By the way, if you're curious what it is that I do online to make my living in Costa Rica, just go ahead and follow the description below to learn more about my coaching programs and about the programs that I use and promote that is helping me to make an awesome living in Costa Rica. Not even earning on owning real estate or multiple houses. No, I just earn my living online. I love to be independent in every way. So if that's what your interest is interested in, go ahead and scroll and don't hesitate to hit me up on Facebook Messenger. You'll also see that information in the description below, or just drop a comment below my video. I'm happy to get back to you and take it from there. But yeah, I was just saying that the marketplace is really moving in a very positive way. No matter if there's COVID or not, a lot of people are looking to leave their house, leave their country, leave their homeland. A lot of people from the United States are looking to leave the United States and retiring or moving to Costa Rica and buying property. So the real estate marketplace is thriving. It's really, really thriving. And I'm gonna jump in with another piece of information right away for people who are not taking the time to watch my whole video. If you're looking to buy a house in Costa Rica or real estate, reply below this video that you're interested and I can hook you up, because I have started partnerships with very reliable contacts, realtors, and people who are owning houses and properties for sale. And I'm super selective because I've built up my audience here on Costa Rica, built on trust and hours of watch time that people watch my videos. And thanks to the questions that I received so often, like, do you know a property there and there or there and there? And sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't. I started to connect with people, experts in this housing and realtor industry in Costa Rica, and I have partnerships. So I would be so happy if I could connect you with one of those. So hit me up, reply below that you're interested, and let's take it from there. We'll get back to you and we can email or chat or WhatsApp, the best way for you. Okay? So the marketplace is thriving. So I believe it's really worth it. If you have the opportunity to buy a house in Costa Rica, do it over compared to renting. Because with rent, yeah, there's pros about renting, which I get back to you in a second. But with renting, yeah, you have freedom to leave whenever, but still you'll have always, in general, a contract. But with rent, you just carry away your money every month. I've carried away money for rent like for about 40, well, let's say 35 years, right, while renting as an adult. And I'm so happy now that everything I do here, or everything that Dirk's building here, or that we do here, every tree that we plant is going to be our own, right? So you build a legacy, you build something for life, or you build it or you buy it to sell. But it's a thriving marketplace. That was my point. And it's a very, very good time to invest in buying a house in Costa Rica right now over renting. What else? I think this is a good one that a lot of people forget to mention. There are so many options in buying a house in Costa Rica. For example, suppose that you have a limited budget, but you would love to invest. You don't want to carry away your money with renting, and you're creative, like we are. And you could invest in a property in Costa Rica, but you don't have the budget to build a house for yourself, for your family. I don't know how your family situation is, but look behind me. You see there a bus, right? So we bought this property with an existing house, which was too small for the four of us. It was not in a good state. We were thinking about just taking it down and build a brand new house. But life can be hectic. We had a family. We were like, let's get that property, use what's there. We had a garage and an existing house. And then let's make tranquilo plans for building our own house. And why not just buy some buses? These are old school buses, old buses, and just create living space or sleeping space in there. We didn't even build showers in there, but we built some roofs, easy to apply for permits and stuff, super easy. So we have bought 2 buses. One is behind me. That's Nick's bedroom. That's our youngest. So our son, he's 11. He has a bus for himself, and it has a couch and a bed, but no shower or toilet, because that's gonna take you more investment. And we want to take it simple, right? Do it simple. I know people who invested their money in not buying a house in Costa Rica, but buying property and put down a tent. Not that it will be my choice. I love a more solid way, but I'm just saying there's so many options. There's so many options to build a house. If there's not a house available that you want to buy, but you can buy property. I know people who use very light materials and a very low budget way to build a house for a family of 4, right? There are so many, and this is what's in general making the cost of buying a house in Costa Rica is the choice of material. You make it from wood. I will not recommend that. I would just use a steel frame, but you can use cheaper panels, heavier panels, and there are many ways, low budget ways of building a house. That could be a different video. I'm not gonna talk about that too much, but I'm just saying there's multiple options about housing and buying a house in Costa Rica. You can buy a small house and take it from there, and while you're living there, start thinking about what's your plans with the property, right? Perhaps you're like, I'm a family of 1 and a dog or a cat. A bus is fine. You don't even need permits to place a bus on your own property. That can even replace buying a house in Costa Rica, and you can just buy a clean property. Be sure that you have water and stuff, right? I shared it in my other videos about buying property. But yeah, then you don't even need building permits. I know people who live in a bus as a couple. They built in a shower and a toilet, and it took them about $15,000 to $20,000 to totally redo it in a very nice way. But you can do it so low budget as you want, and you can build the biggest dream house you wish, right? But I'm just saying there are so many options in housing and buying a house in Costa Rica. So I think that are all the pros of buying a house. Let's share some cons about buying a house in Costa Rica. Yes, it is a big responsibility. You cannot just leave your house, just say, you know what, I'm gonna take 3 weeks vacation and then bye. I close the gate because the jungle takes over, because robberies might happen in your neighborhood. It's always you need, best is to have a house sitter, and but that should not be too hard to find, right? If you ask me. Other cons of buying a house is that, yeah, you have the responsibility over maintenance. But come on, if you watch my videos, we started with knowledge about nothing about living in Costa Rica and buying a house in Costa Rica. We did it anyways, and we figure things out as we go. So yeah, it is a con, maintenance. If your roof blows off or the water pipe breaks, you have to take care of it, or have a caretaker take care of it. So I'm just saying, every pro has a con and every con has a pro. I know people that own a house, but they just pay for caretakers. They choose to not be bothered by anything, and if anything happens, they have a caretaker having all the contacts with the Muni, with the water supplier, with electricity, with the Wi-Fi supplier, with handymans to fix stuff. That is the way. That's what I mean. It is flexible. Buying a house in Costa Rica, you can choose to build things yourself. Dirk loves to build. It's one of his passions to construct. That's what he did when he owned restaurants. He was not just working in his restaurant. He was constructing. He built the bar himself. He built the things, right? He loves to create. It's up to you. So other cons about buying property in Costa Rica. Actually, do you know any? You share them below. I love to hear. I think there is a lot of people paying too much rent in Costa Rica. They're renting in Costa Rica because they want to play it safe, but actually they're paying for crappy service, crappy stuff, crappy noisy area. And I would just recommend you look outside of your comfort zone. Look at myself, Muriel from the Netherlands, who bought a house in Costa Rica without knowing a thing. Perhaps I was lucky. I always say, have a trustable attorney and don't just jump in buying a house in Costa Rica. Being far away from Costa Rica, I think that you need to be here and be able to check out the house, all ins and outs, and have a good attorney doing all the due diligence and how it's titled and how it's registered and how much you can build on it, if there's water, yes or no, and all those things. But that is something that I hope that makes common sense. You know, I have a big disclaimer below in the text below my videos that, you know, use your common sense. Ask for official support of an attorney, a lawyer, you know, to support you with this, and don't go blindly on my advice. I just share what I've learned. So for now, I hope that you have learned something, and I'm hoping that you let me know if you do by sharing that in the comments. Give me your thumbs up if you think that I deserve it. Of course, share my video if you think it can benefit from others. And again, if you're looking to buy a house in Costa Rica and you don't know where to start, reply below or hit me up on Messenger, and I can probably connect you with someone who owns a property or a house that is fitting your wishes. I would feel humbled to connect you with the right house, with the right property, with the right owners to help you create an awesome life in Costa Rica. I was helped that way myself, so I know it should be possible for you. And again, if you're curious what it is that I do to make my living in Costa Rica without renting out houses and stuff, which is also, I believe, a hustle, then check out the description below and scroll a bit around and click on things to discover what is possible for you too. With that being said, thanks again for watching my video. I so appreciate you, and see you in Costa Rica perhaps one day, or otherwise in my next video. Bye for now. This was Muriel.